Go away. No, just go away. I don't want to see you. Listen, I know you have the whole in love thing going on, but I honestly can't stand you. Not only did you kidnap me, took me away from my mother and my domain. Not just that, you also took me to a palace of the dead where nothing can live. Even in your Elysium, everything is stone and gold and silver. Do you know how much I hate metal? Sure, the fields of asphodel are extremely calm and nothing alive grows here. But the difference is that here there is soil, where things can grow in the first place. Seriously? You kidnapped me, claiming you love me, and you didn't even think about the fact that I am the goddess of growing grain. The mortals love me because I allow their crops to grow unconditionally. Their bread, their oils, their medicine. They thank me for everything that comes from a growing plant. And I spend my days walking through the fields. I'm accustomed to being surrounded by the purest forms of life. And then you came, riding on your chariot, just to take me away from all of that and bring me to a place where everything is dead, dying, or lifeless. Do you know how abrupt of a change that is? Imagine being thrown into the ocean to do your brother's job for a few months. Would you like that? Yeah, I didn't think so. Point is that I don't want to talk to you. First, I just want to make a garden where things can live so that I have something familiar at the very least. What are you doing? No, you can't help. I want to do this myself. You got it? If you do it for me or help me with it, it won't truly be my garden. It will be our garden, and I don't want to think of anything being ours for now. I mean, it's not like I can just leave, since I'm in the underworld and all. If I try to escape, you'll just send your dog after me, and the other gods working for you. What other gods? You've got to be joking. Thanatos, Hypnos, Nyx. Death, sleep, night. They work for you, claiming the souls so your underworld grows. And don't get me started on your monstrous hellhound with 3 heads and all the monsters you send to the surface. The mortals are terrified of you, and everything you stand for. What do you even do with all the souls you collect? Are you trying to build an army to take over Olympus? Why are you laughing? I'm accusing you of high treason. You shouldn't be laughing. I'm not coming to meet Cerberus. That thing is way too powerful and dangerous for me to be safe in its general vicinity. What's that supposed to mean? No, don't grab me by the arm. If you want me to come, ask me properly. I refuse to be dragged around against my will. The least you can do is give me the dignity to walk on my own. All right. I'll go with you to meet Cerberus if you want me to so badly. So, what's with the whole gigantic dark cave thing? I heard Zeus controls his domain completely, to the point to where he can make the sky look like whatever he wants. Poseidon can do the same underwater. But you just decided you wanted to live in a cave? What does that mean? How is Hades different? So Hades isn't actually Hades, but a part of Tartarus. And since Tartarus is alive and still in control of this realm, you can't just make any changes you want. That sounds kind of unfair. I mean, Zeus controls the sky and our grandfather died, so nobody can really claim control other than him. The seas were untamed before Poseidon, so he's the first to lay his claim on it. But you were just given someone else's domain? So we're like on the least bad part of the underworld and it's still completely dead? What's beneath us then? Your palace is the highest, then Elysium, then the Asphodel Meadows, and then the Fields of Punishment. And what comes beneath that? Oh, so I guess you use that place to store your pets. Yeah, the monsters. I heard Skyla was sent back down here recently by Jason. You don't control the monsters. Then who does? They escape. What do you mean they escape? You're in control of the gates of Hades. You're the one who guards them. Do you just not do your job well? There's more gates? Who told me all this? My mom. Demeter's really nice, but I guess it makes sense for her to not know much about this place. After all, she's about the furthest from your domain as she can get at all times. I don't think she ever sent anyone down here if she could help it. You're laughing again. I wish you would explain what's so funny. Mom went to war? When did she do that? Mother Gaia. I had no idea. She just stole the scythe of Kronos? I thought she'd made it herself as a tool. I had no idea that she was so protective of it because it was the first weapon ever made. I mean, it's kind of poetic. She took a weapon that killed a primal god, the first weapon ever made by Gaia, and turned it into something associated with only farming and nature. Kind of impressive when you think about it. What is this? I don't believe you. The infernal beast, the devourer of mortals, the retriever of stolen souls, the great and terrifying Cerberus is not a puppy. How can he be both a puppy and not a puppy? That makes no sense. So he grows when danger is near, but usually keeps this form? That's interesting. Is it a curse or an enchantment? Ah, Auntie Hecate. She's quite nice, isn't she? Always trying to help people out. So can I ask... Whoa! Hey, calm down, little guy. Calm down. There's my hands. I'm not a threat. What do you mean pat his head? Does he like it when you stroke his pelt? But it's made of, like, obsidian or some other rock. How can he even feel it? Right. Magical monster. I don't know why I didn't think of that myself. Hey, little buddy. Do you like it when I do this? Yeah, you do. Good boy. My Zeus, he's so cute when all his tongues are out like that. And his body is surprisingly comfortable and warm to the touch. I'm still not completely over the burning eyes and mouth and the whole rock for skin. But I like him. He's cute. Did you create him or did you train him? Then I wonder who created him. He's as powerful as a monster. Too powerful compared to a lot of other monsters. I haven't heard of either of them. What I know about monsters is that they come from your realm. And that they're feared among humans. Aside from that, I only knew that you controlled them. Which turned out to be not true. So, go ahead. Tell me your side of the story. Alright, so monstrous giant and monstrous serpent lady had a bunch of children. And those were the monsters? And they were just dumped down here. Again, seems very unfair to you. Did they just not like you? Why would Zeus dump them in your domain? He's your brother. He's supposed to be nice to you, not take all the monsters in the world and put them on your plate. All right, that's quite enough. Down, boys. Sit. Sit down, Cerberus. I don't want to play anymore. Good boy. Sit and stay. There we go. So, if you're not in control of the monsters, and this is not your domain, what are you actually the god of? The god of souls. That sounds a whole lot better than the god of the underworld. Then I guess I owe you an apology. If what you say is true, I accused you of high treason, while really you were just taking care of your domain the way you were supposed to. It's not exactly your fault that Zeus dumped all of the monsters on you. And the realm that was named after you is just a part of someone else's realm. And I suppose that means that Nyx, Thanatos, and Hypnos aren't under your control either. That's what I figured. Man, Zeus must really not like you. Not only did he give you all the monsters to take care of, which aren't even technically your domain, but he also told everyone all kinds of lies about what your domain is and who you control. If anything, he's the bad guy. I guess that now some new information has come to my attention. I can come with you to your palace. I still want to make my garden, though. A compromise? I'm interested. What do you propose? A garden in the palace? I could make that. And help from the souls would be nice too. It takes a lot of work making a garden from nothing, especially if you're going to put it on top of stone. There's also very little for plants to feed on in the soil here. If I agreed to your terms, could the souls get some soil from the earth for me? It's more rich in nutrients, and while they're up there, the souls could also get me seeds for the plants I want to grow. All right, then you have a deal. I come to dinner tonight. You let me make a garden in your palace with the help of your souls. While I have you here, I have some questions of my own. I went on a walk yesterday to find where I could try and make my garden, and on that walk I found a few rivers that, well, let's say I didn't really understand what I was seeing. One of the rivers was quite literally screaming at me. Another was made of flowing fire. The third was completely white, like milk. The fourth wasn't even a river. It was a riverbank, through which the air rushed. But there didn't seem to be any water. And the fifth river seemed to just be a normal river, except it was suspended at about my head's height. Could you explain what was happening there? Because it doesn't do much good for the plant life in the area not to have a normal river providing water. All right. So the screaming one is a punishment for the souls. The flaming one is flowing backwards from Cerberus. The white one makes you forget everything when you drink from it. The lack of river is the Styx, and the floating one is just supposed to be like that. These were all just like this when you found them? I mean, it is a magical realm. Makes sense that not everything makes sense. And since it's not your realm, you can't do much to change it. You know what, Hades? I think I could have a good time down here. If I can have a garden with any plants that I want, and knowing that you're not an incarnation of evil, like I always thought, I think that we can have a lot of fun down here. I don't know if I love you yet. You did kidnap me, and that's a very bad first impression. But maybe if I spend enough time with you, I'll grow to like you. And once I like you, I might grow to love you. Now, I need to get started on my garden, and you need to prepare our dinner. You did make a promise to me, and I made a promise to you. I'm not going to back down. And I hope for you that you won't either.